Hello and welcome to another garden and chicken update. It's been a little while, thanks to Fully Charged Live, and then thanks to COVID, I've been off. I actually haven't done very much in the garden. In fact, it's a bit of a state. So I might be a little sneaky about what I show you. But let's start over here. So the summer has come to an end, and as you might expect, the patch of ground that we had over here is now looking a little bit the worse for wear. That is because a lot of this has died back. We do have some really nice squash in here which are just coming in and looking quite lovely. They're pretty much ready. We just wait for the vines to die back and then we'll harvest them. Unfortunately, our sweet corn this year, as we suspected, did not really produce very much. That is because, unsurprisingly, we weren't here to pollinate it. A lot of the cobs that it produced were very small and didn't have a lot of sweet corn on them. Over here, we have what might be our carrot bed. We'll see how things go with that. It is somewhat of a challenge because, again, thanks to COVID, we haven't been around to plant that much, and so it's been a little bit slow with the planting this year. Also looks like, I think a cat might be using it as a toilet, which is slightly upsetting, but there we go. Over here, the things are starting to die back, which you'd kind of expect at this point in the year. Our fennel has pretty much died back. Our artichoke has died back. All of that we will prune back and take out soon. On the other hand, our raspberries are still doing a stellar job. In fact, it's quite upsetting because we were both unwell at the same time. We haven't been out to harvest very much, which has meant that a ton of raspberries have gone to waste this year, which is kind of upsetting. But there are still a bunch, so I will be out to harvest them in the next couple of days. I'm at my other job tomorrow, so because it isn't really Sunday. I mean, it could be Sunday, but it's not. I should say we do have a compost tumbler. People were asking about us composting. We do compost the chicken waste, the chicken poop. The rest of our compost actually goes in the city compost because we don't really have space to compost a lot of the veg, and also we live in a city. There are rats. Rats like food. We don't want them to like our garden any more than they already do because of these lovely little ladies here. The other thing that we have, so when we had the Ford F-150, we filled it with bark chip. A chunk of that bark chip is out at the front of the house, so I've put some of that out today. Finally managed to get to that, and a small pile of it is back here, the kind of dregs of it. We'll use that when we clear the garden, although actually for clearing the garden we mainly use our helpers who are over here. So we now have all 4 chickens living together. That is Astrid, Pippi, Thelma and Louise. Let's see if we can sneak in and you can say hello. No, you can't come out. They are still stuck in here because we're still getting outbreaks of avian flu around here, and we don't really want them to catch avian flu, obviously. So let's see if they'll come over. Hello. Which one are you? You're Louise. Hello, Louise. Say hello. Oh, now you talk. So Thelma and Louise, excuse this was the area where we were separating them when they had finished their quarantine, but we wanted them not to be in contact with the other chickens. We had a period of time after that when we were socializing them to be near each other. And that actually worked really well. They integrated into our flock of 2 to make a flock of 4. And they did that without any bother at all. So when we got these 2 chickens, there was a little miscommunication, which I'm going to take the blame for. Oh God, they're digging up the apple tree. I'm sorry, apple tree. I'm going to have to fix that in a minute. They've managed to move the stones away from the apple tree. When we got Thelma and Louise, there was a little bit of miscommunication because we thought that we were getting Americanas, and the person who generously offered us these chickens, she said, oh, would you like some that are more socialized and domesticated and you can pick them up? And I was like, well, I suppose that would be nice. I mean, Astrid and Pippi are super undomesticated. You know, if we need to catch them, there's generally a lot of running involved. And I recently discovered that the maximum speed a human can run is about 8 miles an hour, and the maximum speed a chicken can run is about 9 miles an hour, which is why catching them is a complete nightmare. But Thelma and Louise are well domesticated. They grew up around people who pick them up a lot, and we can pick them up, which is nice. But they are not a heritage breed, and we've been looking for a heritage breed. So these are ISA Browns, which are actually a breed that sadly was bred for confinement. They were bred to be chickens in confinement. Now these have never been in confinement other than, you know, this patch of ground which they have decimated. But they are bred to be very tractable, and they are. They're very friendly. They are very sweet. They're quite small, and they talk a lot, but not on camera. They'll just eat the camera. So the other thing that is super exciting with the chickens, with the new chickens, is that Thelma and Louise, when they arrived, have worked out the chicken feeder. So we got an automatic chicken feeder in that they can stand on it and open it. We got that when we went away because we wanted to make life a bit easier for the people who were chicken sitting for us. And unfortunately, Astrid and Pippi did not take to it well. They kind of would use it if it was open eventually, with a bit of kind of persistent encouragement. But they never got to the point of being comfortable stepping on it until Thelma and Louise came along, and they basically rocked up and went, oh yeah, and we stand on this and we get food. So that is awesome. Hello, you going to come over? Shall we say hello again? No, they're going to go and try and continue to dig up our apple tree, which is very upsetting. Okay, so that's the chicken update. Garden update. So these apple trees, we've had them in just a bit over a year. This is their first season in fruit, so we haven't picked the fruit or eaten it. Apparently that's a bad idea, although I've been told that maybe you should pick the fruit very early. I don't know. We ignored the fruit apart from letting the chickens have it when it fell. Unfortunately, it looks like, as is pretty common with trees in Washington, they have got, there's a little worm that lives in them. I need to identify what it is. If anyone has any suggestions for treatments for that, ideally treatments that are not too, how should we put this, not too chemical. That would be nice, because we would like to eat the apples, and at the moment they are basically inedible. They are just worms, so that's not terribly pleasant. So that is kind of it for the chicken update. Unfortunately, I seem to have left my phone over there, so I'm going to dash over there and grab it. That is it for today. Thank you for joining me, and see you next time. If you liked this video, oh, and actually before I do that, and don't forget to check out the Sunday Musing, which is now completely separate and shorter and less chicken filled. Yes. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. And if you really liked it, why not leave us a super thanks? And That is very easy to do. Just go down to the comments down at the bottom, and just above the comments you'll see the button, and everything you send goes towards helping us make great content. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and our other channel, Transport Evolved Take 2, and give the bell a gentle ring to make sure you're told the moment our next video goes live. And also be sure to check out our regular sponsors, that's Energy Sage and Unspun. There are links down in the comments, down in the description. Might be links in the comments. We'll see what people write. Thanks on behalf of the entire TE crew go out to everyone who makes TE possible. That includes everyone who supports us on Patreon and on YouTube, as well as those of you who just watch the video and share it with your friends. If you're a supporter or at the charged up level, you'll see your name right here on my right. And if you just joined, we're sorry if your name isn't showing. We currently render the list out every week or so, but sometimes our videos are produced a few weeks in advance. Thanks to our self-driving tier supporters, Mike Vader, Patrick Boyarski, Chris Maxwell, Brian Newton, Michael Goad, Bennett Elder, Andrew Martin, Pedro Muro Pinheiro, Profi Wolf, Chris and Michael Johnson, Tesla in the Gong, Gordon C. Oh, I missed Dan Blair and Peter Dillinger. I'm sorry, Dan Blair and Peter Dillinger. Stephen O'Donoghue, Kyle Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Raging Fellows, Denny Hyde, Chris Ascenter, and Jim Vanessa. And of course, out of this world, thanks to our Starman supporters. That would be Andrew Glenn, Anonymous Freak, JP Fagerback, Joe Bresney, John Lyons, Rory Litwin, Kevin Burrowbridge, Laura Reynolds, Marcel Ward, Matthew Drobnak, Paul Conway, Reggie Watts, Will Graylin, and of course, Ian. If you want to be part of that amazing list, you can join Patreon at the link below. Hit the join button below to support us on YouTube, or show us your support through Bitcoin, Ko-fi, or our cool swag store. Links are all hiding down there. And if you're unable to support us financially, just know that watching and sharing the videos really helps us with our ad revenue and really helps the channel grow. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving. So this is a little bonus for anyone who's made it this far. Someone has escaped. There is now a hole, quite a big hole, and someone, Pippi, has worked out how to escape. So I'm going to go catch her now.